Well, it has been well over a month and a half. The last highlight that was made of this series was from the 8th of April, which means the stream itself was probably on the 7th of April, most likely. Not entirely sure, but most likely there. I mean, considering how busy I was, it could have been a little bit earlier. And I don't remember, I probably said the date during it, but I don't remember what it was. Also, I forgot to pull up the if I press the button here, it's gonna be set for Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, though. Wait. Oh, no. No. Where's my Fire Emblem Fates chapters? Okay, that was something that I meant to get set up before I properly start, and then I kind of forgot. Oops. But, it's the thingamabob, like the chapters and stuff that I have down here. I press the button on my stream deck, and it doesn't do a thing. I guess the Fates has abandoned me. I guess that's what's going on here. Where even on my thingamabob was it? I'll figure it out shortly. Anyway, it's been a hot second. I've since gone to Texas and Louisiana and back. I went through a massive print list on my printer there before I left on my trip, and my hot end has been giving me a lot of issues and jamming like very frequently. So I was like, you know, when I get back from this trip, I'm just gonna change it completely. So I did that yesterday, and I've been playing around with it today. And from little test prints that I've done, it seems to be working a-okay. Oh, this might look a little bit funky at a distance. I was trying a new half and half filament, so it's blue on one side and red on the other side. So it's weird. Anyway. So I've been back from my trip about a week and a half now, and I would have streamed this a bit sooner, but one, I had a bunch of other games to catch up on, so it's not like I was in any rush to do this here. And two, I want to get my printer sorted out so that we could continue with this project here, which, yeah, these pieces, this loose fit version, really is a loose fit version. It actually slots together much nicer, much cleaner. I quite like it. So if this is ever meant to stay together permanently one day, one will just need a whole lot of glue, will be the case. And that's all of what's put this together. Like, this is all basically one piece now. It's a whole bunch of glue there. Your semester is over. Nice. Was it a good semester there, Mortis? Is that quite flush? I'm sure it's fine. Anyway, we're printing the next piece of the blade. That's just gonna keep on making this longer and longer. And by the time that I send this out to that Nishara nerd, I'm gonna be late by like a year or whatever it is at this point. So, yeah, there'll be that. Anyway, I also have a box to send to another friendo in Germany that I haven't gotten around to yet that I need to here very soon. It was fun, that's good. Mine was just super stressful and crazy, and seems to have some time to spare. What do you do in your spare time?
Well,
as the Crown Prince of Nor, I must spend my spare time studying and training. Also, thinking about this semester and my game projects and stuff, I don't think I ever showed, like, this would have been before it was done, my full group project game on stream. At least not during Fire Emblem Fates. Did I show it briefly during the Assassin's Creed playthrough? I don't remember. Maybe I should show it here. Also, I wanted to try and end Fire Emblem Fates Conquest on part 200. That'd be really satisfying. And then whenever I do Revelations, like 10 years from now, it'll start from part 201. It'll be super satisfying and amazing. So Birthright was 85 parts, and then Conquest here would then be 115 if I managed to bring it to 200. The last part was 184, which means this now is 185, which means I have the next 16 parts, or 15 after this one, to try and close out this series. Try to do it within that time span. So that's what I'm going to try and do, I guess? Hold on. I remember I did an inventory of the rest of the chapters that I had left to do, and I planned it out. And I don't remember what that plan is, because it's been a hot second, and I need to do an inventory of chapters again. Whoa, Org Nicole joined your group! Whoa! Welcome, dude! Oh man, he's so hyped. He joined because of Benny. He got Benny. Most people don't. But yeah, so, Lilith staff. I'm maxed out on that already. So, while I was away on my trip, I did actually transfer my save data to my physical 3DS and brought that along with me because I was like, on the off chance I want to grind legitimately. But then I was like, how about, like, I can just acknowledge all it changes is the amount of time invested. I'm willing to use cheaty peach strats. Let's put time into things that I can't otherwise be making faster progress in. So I did a metric shit ton of grinding in Unicorn Overlord, which is like my new strategy game addiction. And, oh yeah, this part of Fire Emblem Fates. And, I did that, and I got about as far as I could do in that. I don't know. Am I already at A with you? I have no idea. Let's see. Let's just see here. Yeah, my room is so cool. So I did that, and then with extra time, I started making progress in Fire Emblem Engage, because I never beat the Fel Xenologue on my actual physical Switch. I switched to Yuzu and used cheaty peach strats to get all the skills that I wanted, and then just, like, went back to not using cheaty peach strats and then beat the DLC legitimately from there. So it's like, I can beat the DLC, the Fel Xenologue of that, just I wanted specific skills that I wasn't patient enough with the actual physical game to get. So because I had some time, I was like, okay, I'll do it, and I kept on doing my Anna grinding strat to get a whole bunch of gold that I could basically exchange for SP books in the well. And I beat Fel Xenologue 3, the one with Diamant and Alchrist. Man, I'm blanking on their names. It's been a hot second since playing Engage. Can't believe I'm blanking on some of their names there. So I beat that one, and I could have kept on playing, but I need like more SP and more skill books if I want the skills that I want. So I just didn't. If I ever have some random time when I'm gone on a trip or something like that, then maybe I'll end up beating the rest of Fire Emblem Engage's Fel Xenologue. And I could have just grinded in this instead of grinding in something that I've already completed on my channel and I don't really need to do on my physical Switch. But it's like, if I really want to grind in this, then I'll just use cheaty peach strats, whatever. It's fine enough. I'm also noticing that we've kept Dark Citadel as the name of the castle throughout the entire playthrough. Yeah, Yuzu no longer exists in this realm. Gone. Reduced to binary. Yeah, that's right. Hold on. Let's do a little bit of an inventory. What are we working with here? So I believe there's one chapter for each of the Norian siblings. My dad is sending me texts about stuff to do with truck parts because we've been trying to get the truck on the road. And we recently got a new carburetor in that I spent $1,300 Canadian on, and it leaks fuel everywhere, and we're trying to make it not leak fuel everywhere. That was the problem with the old one, and that's what we were why we were trying to replace it. So I'm just getting links to a whole bunch of things related to truck parts. Anyway, I think there's one chapter for each of the Hashin siblings. Well, whatever. It's always 4. So that's 4. And then I think there's one more map. And then I think there's the final boss, which is a 2-parter. So it can be decided whether that's going to be 1 part or 2. Let's say 7. We have 16 more parts to work with. Okay. And there was also the other DLC things. Hold on, I don't know why I backed out there. Because the ones I haven't done yet were... if I really need to stall to turn into 200, we can always do things like Before Awakening, before even doing Revelations. Ignore all these reserve slots. I did Vanguard Dawn. Okay, Anna on the Run, that makes 8. Did I do Witch's Trial yet? I don't think I did. I know I did Ballistician's Blitz. I don't think I've done Witch's Trial this playthrough. So that's 9. Okay, so 9 chapters I need to do across 16 parts. So that's not quite a gap between each 2. That's like a chat in every other one or something like that. And hey, we're starting to do a chat this time, so maybe we'll do a chat this time. Revelation's gonna be the longest, not even including DLC. It's just due to map design. Yeah. That too. Well, at least in terms of raw hours. As long as I beat a map in one go, then I always have that be a part. I usually in my playthroughs try to average the parts around like half an hour-ish, usually around 25 to 30 minutes. But in something like Fire Emblem, if I have a successful run of a map, that'll just be 1 part. Or that's like 1 hour or 3 hours, or whatever it ends up being. If I have a whole bunch of unsuccessful attempts, and then a successful attempt, and it's all really short, then it's like, that's 1 part, but if it's really long on both, then it's like, here's a part of all the unsuccessful attempts, here's a part of the successful attempt, or something like that. Revelation maps are just long. Well, even with the additional paralogs with all the units that we're getting and all their kids and stuff, and then finally getting around to doing all this other DLC content, like this stuff and these things, and maybe I'll beat the game first and then cover these things, because it's like its own little story thingamabob. With all that, it's gonna take a while. Can't wait for the map where it's basically go around the entire map to push the buttons. You know, it's been a long time since like my original playthroughs of these back when the game first came out, so I don't quite remember these, but I can't wait to see them. When people were telling me that Revelations had a shoveling snow map, I just straight up didn't believe them at first. And then I looked up a GDQ run of Fire Emblem Fates, or some sort of like marathon speed run thing, and there it was. It's shoveling snow. You have to do a whole bunch of snow shoveling. Also, I still don't think I have everyone in like their final classes. Yeah, I still need to do a little bit of grinding there, but yeah, I'll just use Cheaty Peach strats after we do after we unlock all the thingamabobs that I want. So towards that end, there's still Witch's Trial and what was the other one? I know there's Anna on the Run. Megaland is also coming up. So it is currently Wednesday, the 22nd of May, and tomorrow, Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door comes out. And I'm debating, do I try to wake up at a decent hour and go out and get it and then just stream a whole bunch during the day and then just binge the game during Megaland? So like the first part of the playthrough is here, but then a whole massive chunk is at Megaland? Or do I have it be like my one playthrough that I start at well, I guess I have started playthroughs at LAN parties before. I'm pretty sure I started Detective Pikachu at the LAN party last year, Fragapalooza, that I was at there. But that would be an interesting way to start a playthrough, is right at a LAN party. Because the LAN party is just the immediate next day. It's Friday. So I'm not sure. Maybe I'll have to decide by the end of the stream. I think that would be kind of fun because part one is always where you get the most attention. It'd be kind of fun for people to click on a video and be like, what the heck is going on here? As I'm in a completely different venue. That might be kind of fun. But it might also be kind of hard to refrain myself from playing Paper Mario. I almost said Fire Emblem: The Thousand-Year Door, so I almost said for a sec there. Use cheats here in Lunatic Plus files, you don't feel bad. Yeah, that's fair there. Fire on my emblem till I fades. Hello, Lancer. Hope things are going well today. Bring back the content sweatshop. Yeah, I can't believe I got comments on some of the things there asking, is this a content sweatshop? So there was Anna on the Run, there was Witch's Trial, and then, wait. Is it just those two? Because I did Ballistician Blitz, I did Vanguard Dawn last time. Maybe it is just those two. I could have sworn there was like some third one that I wasn't remembering. And I could always cover something like Museum Melee if I really want to stall to bring in the 200 parts. I just really want this to be a 200 part thing. I think that'd be fun. So maybe we'll just like chat before doing, I don't know, Witch's Trial. But because of that, I do also want to save a little bit of content to do at Megaland. I don't know if I want to do any of the actual story chapters and the story stuff that's going on during that in a venue full of like 50 other people. So maybe I'll just do Anna on the Run at Megaland or something like that. I don't know. But we could have maybe these gaps, the additional filler in addition to the chapters that I need to bring it to 200 parts, we can just be using those GD Peach strats and going through my spreadsheet that I don't even have pulled up. I'm unprepared. Oh, I was gonna fix the thing here too that I kind of forgot about. Also, as nice as this theme is, we've heard this a lot. Let's change this. No, wait. Oh. Just kind of curious there. Whole bunch of statues and stuff I can upgrade. It doesn't matter too much. Hold on, castle settings, music. What are we feeling? Also, does it seem quiet? I swear, my other games are usually louder than this. Here, let's double it to like there. Speaking of content sweatshops, you see that there was one of those kids' algorithm brain rot slop channels that broke the Geneva Convention by using the Red Cross in a non-war context? I shouldn't be laughing as much as I am, but wow. Okay, I kind of like Dim Moonlight. Kind of like that theme. I like Dim Moonlight more. Praise of the Dark is kind of nice as well, but I can't listen to it for too long, I feel like. Full Up Wilds is okay. No, it's hilarious. Oh, man. Get something a little bit more upbeat. How can that be? Eh. This gets me hyped up. We gotta play this, like, as we're doing the final few chapters or something like that. I do kind of like some of the battle themes. They're all pretty good. Listen to some Dusk Falls for a little bit. And some other updates that I can briefly go through. While I was down in Texas, in the land of Houston, I went to we were in the area of a classic game store, so my dad and I ended up stopping by there because I was just curious what kind of inventory they would have. And they actually had, for a not half bad price, Fire Emblem Fates Conquest. I've always owned Birthright. What I'm playing on right now on Citra is a dump of my Birthright card. That's what I've always had. I've had all my content on. I never owned Conquest. I mean, it's not like there's much point, as much point now that it's basically impossible to play through all that much of the game's content, what with, be stuck with just this. I mean, would it acknowledge that I have my purchases on my Birthright file? Like, would it still let me access the DLC if I put this cartridge in my 3DS, I wonder? But I know that there's no more way to get the DLC or Revelations or go to other people's castles since the server shut down. So Fire Emblem Fates is not exactly in a great place in terms of playing it physically, but I do love me some Fire Emblem Fates, so in addition to having Birthright on my shelf, I was like, hey, let's get Conquest and then have that on my shelf too. So yeah, I got this in the land of Houston, Texas, the place where I was born, interestingly enough. I now own Fire Emblem Fates Conquest. So I'm just gonna leave that there. So that's cool. When you see a bee doing something impossible, how can that be? How can that be? It is a very good question. Land of guns and 30-round magazines. Yeah, so for anyone that wants a context there, since I know I haven't mentioned this during Fates yet, since this is the first Fates stream since getting back, my dad and I ended up going to a gun range because firearms and going to the range and stuff like that is kind of a hobby that my dad picked up after he was stuck at home with knee injuries and all that. And so we rented a rifle there and did a little bit of target practice there and tried it out. It was my first time shooting a rifle. I'd only shot handguns before. And the magazine that they gave us was just like, oh yeah, here you go. Here's the rifle will be in there. Here's the magazine to hold all the shots. 30 rounds it holds. And it's like, wow, why would any person ever realistically need this? Like, a very, very different environment there. You have a 30-round clip in Canada, and that'd be so many ways of illegal. There'd be no way that something like that would ever get the pass. My goodness gracious. So, yeah, you fully load that thing up, and it doesn't run out of shots for a while. That was certainly something. And the different posters around that shop were things like, protect your right to concealed carry, or your everyday carry essentials. And it showed like a purse with things like a phone, some lipstick, some cash, a handgun, a whole bunch of rounds, the everyday carry essentials. It is an extremely different culture there. Like, you get a poster like that and put it up somewhere here in Canada and people just think that it's like satire or like a meme. Whereas there, it was completely serious. It was non-satirical, and it's just like, wow, I do not want to live here. I really do not. I may be from Texas, but I'm good staying here. I'll hard pass. the whole gun culture, plus the fact that everyone drives like they're playing a video game, plus the fact that in Houston especially, there's like a bazillion toll roads everywhere. That makes it really, really hard to get around if you're trying to avoid the toll roads, I found. Traffic is just insane. People aren't as nice as they are here. And it was cool. It was cool to go to and experience the different culture and a very different way of life compared to here. But I'm good living here rather than the state that I was born in. I'm good. So yeah. Pulls a Pokemon different DLC for different versions, you believe. Oh. So yeah, if I put in Conquest there, it would just straight up be a Conquest cartridge. Wow. That I have a custom firmware 3DS, so I can get it anyway, but still sucks to suck there. You, in the context of what Morris said, not about the guns. Guns are cool, except when they aren't. Yeah, agreed. I think that's kind of fun to go to the range with my dad and just do like a little bit of target practice and stuff like that. But the whole culture around them, especially in the States where a lot of people want to carry them on them as they go about their day and have this very deadly weapon in a very easy to access place. Either easy to access in their house, like for a quick grab, like people that'll tuck it under their beds or have it on a side shelf or a bedside stand, or like by the door, or people that carry them like as a concealed carry thing as they go, and it's like, yeah, I'm good being in an environment where you don't really see that kind of thing almost ever. So, yeah, that magazine will get you arrested in California. Yeah, some of the places that we stopped by when we were chatting with people about the the guns in the States kind of thing, a lot of these places would say that the restrictions in different states is very different as well. So even transporting things from one state to another, there's a lot of different guidelines and laws and stuff that make things kind of complicated. Like, I don't know how many states a 30-round rifle clip would be legal in. I've never seen a 30-round rifle clip in my life, and I'm still stunned about it, quite frankly. I can check out 8shop if you recall has different DLC sections for each version. Oh, interesting. So Texas drivers, just like BC drivers, where they're all stupid. I mean, I don't know what driving on mainland BC is like. I mean, I've driven around Vancouver a decent bit, and I've driven quite a lot around Vancouver Island, and the driving there seemed not that bad. In Texas, signal lights are optional. We would be going through construction zones where it would say the speed limit is normally 65 miles an hour. Construction zone means that's 55. And no one would be going less than a speed limit. I don't know if construction zones work there as like they only count as a construction zone if there's people actively working or something like that. But for our own safety, considering the speed of other vehicles, my dad and I were going 68 miles per hour when it was 65 or 55 for construction zone. And we were the slowest vehicle on the road. Everybody else was going by like vroom, just zooming right across. The roads have so many lanes depending on where you are. Like, I think the most lanes on a road that we were on was like 6 or 7, but most of them as we were going around to different cities would be like 3. Here in Alberta, it would usually be like 2. And I remember I was driving in the middle lane, and there was cars like all across in front of me. Like, there's no way that you can get across. I didn't want to get across or anything. And even the massive semi-trucks drive like crazy. So there's this 18-wheeler behind me that flashes their lights at me as like the signal of, hey, let me pass. And I was like, it's just like 3 more 18-wheelers in front of me. You're not getting passes, but okay if you want. So I changed lanes over to the right, and immediately the 18-wheeler goes past me and is stuck behind a car. And I was just like, I don't know what you were expecting, but there, you got a few meters further forward by me letting you pass me. In terms of letting people into traffic, it just doesn't happen. Like, we would be let in maybe once or twice across the whole trip. I let people in all the time. I only got a wave thank you once across the 2.5 weeks that we were there. But yeah, if you need to merge into a lane or get over or something like that, if there's cars, you're just shit out of luck. Nobody's letting you in. It's everyone fends for themselves and gets like as many precious seconds as they can faster to their destination. It was awful. There was a couple times that we nearly got into a collision because people that would be like in a lane next to us and be just a smidge in front of us that are like, I don't like this lane, right over in front of us, and we have to slam the brakes for them to not hit us, and just it was awful. It was terrible. But yeah. Let's see here. You don't fuck with the Second Amendment, even though the Founding Fathers didn't know submachine guns would be possible. That's why you have a musket like the Founding Fathers intended for legal I thought both your names on my screen are blue, so I thought that was the follow-up for legal reasons. It's a joke, but speed limits are a suggestion for legal reasons. It's a joke. I gotcha. But yeah, we would usually go like 2 to 3 above the speed limit and be the slowest vehicle on the road consistently. It was insane. But yeah, it's only a crime if you get caught. That's right. Still trying to get a license, stuck at the written test for like a full license or like a learner's or a... Why would you wave thank you in a car? You just drive? Well, when someone lets you into traffic, like they don't have to let you in. If you're blocking them, but they have their signal to get in and you drive back, then it's a customary thing here for the person that you let in to just give a wave of, hey, thanks for letting me in. Like, it's just a nice gesture. Like, I don't know if that's more of a Canadian thing or like if it's not done all that much in the States, but that's what you do is when someone lets you into traffic, because they don't have to do that. Not here? Well, skill issue, I guess. Anyway, so yeah, there was that. When it comes to the Texas culture, I learned that Texas very much loves their heroes. One of the places that we went to while we were in Texas was the Alamo, and learned about the history behind that. And my dad was talking to me about that, and I was like, now you kind of get why the Texas culture is kind of the way that it is, of like a fierce independence and not, I was about to say not relying too much on the rest of the states, but it's just like they're very kind of independent from the rest of the states. And he was saying that he believes that it's one of a couple states that can leave the United States if they want to. Like, they technically could, and they would be able to sustain themselves if they wanted to. But they are very fiercely independent. They are very much, no one is going to be messing with us, and you can very much see it reflected there. One of the common phrases from the Alamo was the whole situation with this cannon that was requested back by, I believe it was the Mexican army, where the Texans were just like, yeah, come and take it, taunting there. And all around Texas, you'll see like these bumper stickers with a cannon on it, and it says, come and take it, and all these posters everywhere. And it's like, yeah, this is a part of Texan culture, isn't it? It was certainly something. Not here in California is considered one of the friendlier states. Jeez. The Texans try to say slavery wasn't the main cause of the Civil War. Oh, we never had the Civil War come up to with anyone that I chatted with. They're just butthurt because they lost. Yeah, I didn't have that come up with any of the people that I chatted to. Yeah, in Texas, I met with that Sate Jam nerd and played some Smash Bros against him and went to a car and boat show with him. I met up with a lot of my dad's old friends since my parents lived in Texas for 12 years. So a lot of people were catching up with my dad there. And there were so many people that I'd never seen before that are like, oh, I remember seeing you when you were just a baby, you know, stuff like that. And it's like, cool, I don't know who you are. So there was that. Former Confederates get real butthurt when you bring up the Civil War. That sounds like something that would happen in Texas. That sounds about right. Like, accepted our ancestors were jerks, so were mine. Yeah, so many people's ancestors were jerks. It doesn't dictate who we are now, yada yada, and get over it. This is the world that we live in now. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, your ancestors were trained bandits? Nice. That's actually kind of cool. Like, that's a kind of living where it's like, okay, they probably weren't all the best of people, they might have been kind of jerks, but at least that's something that's kind of romanticized nowadays. Yeah, where it's like, you can look at that and be like, okay, that's kind of cool though. Not exactly the most honorable of occupations, but it's something that's so romanticized nowadays that you get like cool guy points for that. Also, speaking of cool guy points in Texas, I remember growing up through grade school in like elementary or junior high school, if I tell people that I came from Texas, they'd be like, whoa, that's so cool, so you're like a cowboy, and that's like such a cool place to come from. But when you become an adult and you tell people you're from Texas in Canada, they're just like, ooh, I'm sorry. It's a very different way of looking at it as you get older. So yeah, there's that. Don't tell Sate Jam I said that about his state, but train heists are fun to learn about. They really are. They do truly be. Anyway, so there's that about Texas. Maybe I'll end up chatting more about my trip as the stream goes on. At Sate Jam. I don't know when the last time Sate has been in a stream. Sate has also been working on like editing the last podcast episode for like half a year now or something like that. And the person that we did it with, Jodo Johnny, he was in a stream a few days ago. I was like, Johnny, I met up with Sate Jam recently and I forgot to ask about the podcast editing, but I know it's been like half a year, and by the time that video goes up, our lives will probably be in completely different places. And he was saying, my life's already in a completely different place since when we recorded that video that's still not up. That'll maybe be up one day. Anyway, I also brought like my favorite GameCube controller specifically to play Smash against him, and we were going to meet up towards the end of the trip and have like a couple days to be memeing around together, but I think there was some date mix-up, and it turned out he was going to go visit family in another state during that time, so we kind of had to make it work while we were going from New Orleans to West Texas, so kind of on our way through where he's at, and we made it work for part of a day, and it was fun meeting up with him in person, and even if it was only for like maybe a third of a day or something like that, it was still kind of fun there. Anyway, Sate in a different state, it sure was. Sure was indeed. Also, apparently he didn't have a whole lot of experience playing against DLC fighters in Smash Bros. I was playing Pokemon Trainer against him, he was like, yeah, I know this, and I was struggling a decent bit at times, but I switch over to Aegis and then it goes a bit more my favor. He's like, what the heck? How do I deal with this? What are these tools you have? And I was like, 699. And it was fun there. Whoa, cheap viewers on the thing? Whoa, Volshbreak, Umadine. You know, it's funny, you don't see those as much anymore. They used to be like really, really rampant on Twitch. Now you see them from time to time, but not super often anymore. Like, I'll see them maybe once or twice a month now. It used to be, like, 2 or 3 a stream. What are we doing? Whoops, I'm getting my buttons mixed up again. Heck are we doing here? Yeah, that was the typical standard. That was... that was a typical business day. So... yeah, I think the only other class one is going to be... Witch's Trial. Oh, and if I do a bunch of Cheaty Pete grinding and it's on camera, then I can chat about my trip, and then, hey, that's also more filler for bringing this to 200 parts. So let's do Witch's Trial, and we can do, like, Anna on the Run during Megaland or something, I don't know. Sure, sounds like a plan to me. Wait, no, it doesn't sound like a plan to me, because I still gotta fix this before we do anything here. Hold on, this is all a prank. Give me a second. I said I was gonna fix that, and then I didn't. Hold on, where the heck is the text element? Because I know I didn't delete it. It's gotta be in my sources here somewhere. But where the heck was it? I didn't put it in my Pokemon Mystery Dungeon thing, did I? I mean, there it is there of like chapter 13 in my Pokemon Mystery Dungeon thingamabob there. But hello Hunter Noise, how's it going? Oh, I'm just now noticing that's a GIF emote. It actually moves slightly. I think I've seen that before, but I thought it was static. And hold on. Is it in, no. Sure isn't that. Did I just shove it in my Fire Emblem Fates layout stuff in general here? I don't see this element, like, at all anymore. Is it because I shoved it in the... It doesn't use the exact same one as the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon one, right? Because I look at that, and that's clearly cropped off the bottom, so it has to be a different element. This would be easier if I drag it onto my main monitor over here. Yeah, it sure is. Hold on. Am I blind here or something? Is there a display capture 2 that I can turn on? Here, I'll show you a display capture 2. Let me just add existing, or wait, this would just be regular display capture because it's here. Then you can see what the heck I'm doing and stuff. This is stream 37, whoa. Because like, it should just be a text source is what it should be. I still have this extra life stuff, it's still labeled 2021. Yeah, Darkrai is off because it's a different thing. Oh, there's display capture. I guess I can turn on this one and then delete this, and then you'll actually get to see me here, and you still get to see this stuff here. So, yeah, those would be inputs. These are the 2 captures. I guess physical capture, I haven't used that in a long, long time. So, yeah, there is a source, a similar source in the Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon layout. And, yeah, these windows here, it wouldn't be, like, in there or anything, would it? Nope. Just making sure. So... yeah, Fire Emblem Conquest, and it's not here. Yeah, the Sprite, these other ones I played around with and I disabled. Fire Emblem Fates layout. Sprite. It's gone. It's not here. I do not see it. Where's my thing? What the heck? I also don't have my Stream Deck software opened here. I mean, remind me later. What if I press the button now here? Hold on. It's gotta be somewhere. I didn't delete it. I know I didn't delete it. I am so confused. Do I have to make a new one? Where did it go? I am so confused. I know I've streamed this game since starting the Super Mystery Dungeon playthrough. So it wouldn't have been setting that up that broke everything. But yeah, I did a stream today, able to defeat some pre-hook tail pit in Thousand Year Door after all. Took some strategy, skill, and luck. Nice. Our bed for the night just popping. Well, I appreciate popping in. I'm glad to hear that the stream went well. I am genuinely so confused. Am I blind? Because you'd think that it would be in my Fates layout or something. Unless I accidentally put in some other folder, but I doubt it. Doubt that would be the case. I could probably delete some of these layouts like the Majora's Mask one. I'm so confused. Should I just make a new one and reset up the whole thing? I could grab it from my Super Mystery Dungeon layout. So like, if I turn this on... Yeah, I just call them Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon chapter names. So I made whole new sources. Wait, if I go to text and then add existing, there might be something with the name for like Fire Emblem Fates. Oh, FEF chapter name 1. That sounds like a... Yeah. Alright, but this is still set for the Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon layout. Alright, so I still have them, which means they're not deleted. But like... Also, will it work with my buttons? No. Alright, I'll have to reset that up. Wait, can I look in my thing here? Wait a hot second here. Yeah, have a good night there, Enter Noise. Hold on. If I... OBS, source visibility. 3DS, it's located in Oh, there's a folder literally called Fire Emblem Fates Chapters. Is what it is. Thank goodness I can double check on the thing. On that. So... Hold on. Oh, I am blind. I disable that when I stream Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon so it doesn't appear there. Oh, I feel really dumb. Across the sea. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. But now I also forgot I have to open the software that lets me change that on the fly. Scoreboard edit 1.4. This is software that I used for when I used to stream a bunch of Smash Tournament stuff, which I guess I still do for Fragapalooza. So I gotta navigate to my F drive, which is gonna take a little bit to load because it's a hard drive and it needs to move the actual moving part. The arm to read the data, then my Super Smash Bros folder, then my scoreboard folder, then my scoreboard edit folder. I should really just make a folder like in Fire Emblem Fates where it's easier to grab. Select read files. There it is, chapter 13, Across the Sea. I can change this to... What's it gonna be? Is it just Xenolog? Does it have like a Xenolog number? It's probably just Xenolog, right? Where the heck is... There it is. I'm just gonna write... Xenolog. I'm gonna put a space on the left. And then 1, 2, 3 spaces on the bottom one. Which is trial update. And that's gonna look like... Okay. Like that. That looks pretty good, I'd say. Alright, everything's fixed. Don't worry about it. Everything is good. It's like nothing was ever broken. We good here. Also, I think I turned up the game volume a little bit too much. Gonna turn it down to here. That's good, I think. Looking over at OBS. Probably, I don't know. All right, now, if I press my button, yeah, my buttons work like the way they're supposed to. All right, now we do the thing. Xenolog Witch's Trial.